I just watched Zootopia 2, and was it worth the 9-year wait, or did Disney just feed us some slop? I'm about to give you my thoughts, but before I do, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. So, Zootopia came out 9 years ago, and I really enjoyed the first film. I was in elementary school when it first came out, and it was enjoyable. I liked the little crime aspect and the parallels to our world, but make it animals, and I thought it was cute and enjoyable. Now, with Zootopia 2 and watching the trailers, I was very hesitant because it just kind of felt like the same, and Disney doesn't have the best track record with sequels, so I was very hesitant going into this film. Like, was a sequel really needed? Probably no, but it was still enjoyable. Zootopia 2 is an enjoyable, cute kids film, and it's everything that you would expect, especially if you saw the first Zootopia film. Now, you still have Judy and Nick, and they have their cute banter back and forth, and it's like the first film. It's very enjoyable to watch their chemistry with those characters. It is something that really makes Zootopia stand apart and enjoyable, and I think that's why a lot of people really do like the Zootopia film, the first one. And the second one really does add on that. Now, the whole point is that Judy and Nick are kind of struggling to be partners. And how are they going to overcome it? That was kind of a big thing, and I think they did do a good job at illustrating that, but they could have done it better. They could have really dived deep in, yes, we are partners, and we're gonna have to make compromises and things like that. I just think they could have done a better job. I think they illustrated the conflict pretty well, but I think especially Nick to Judy, he could really... I felt like there was just more they could have done with that relationship, and they did introduce a lot of new characters in Zootopia 2, which all of them were enjoyable. They gave them their own little personalities, but at the end of the day, there were some characters that just weren't fleshed out all the way, which was kind of frustrating. You were like, I like these characters, but I don't really like, why are they here also? And they do try and do a twist like they did in the first film, and I don't think it lands as well. I think it just felt very predictable. This film is very predictable, but it's also like a kid's film, so I'm trying to give it some grace. But if you've seen the first one, it kind of follows the same pattern as Zootopia, and it sort of adds some new, but the twist I don't think was really needed. And I think they could have done some choices a little bit different, so you did get to know Gary the snake better, but they decide to make other choices, which was fine. I don't think it really hurts the film. I think maybe I'm nitpicking a little bit, but I would have liked to see more of Gary, and we just didn't really get that a lot. But when he was on screen, he was very likable. All the characters were very likable. Now, from the first Zootopia film, there are a lot of like Easter eggs and things that are parallel to our world here, and they continue that within the second Zootopia. Now, they are very clear with some of the Easter eggs to different Disney films. Now, this is not something new with a Disney film. Like, for example, you can see Rapunzel in Frozen, and if you go way back to Disney's animation, like pick any of their animation films, you can find a little reference to another Disney film in it. And this film is just jam-packed with them, so as a Disney fan, it was very enjoyable. I was like, oh, there's that and that. Now, some of them were very obvious. There's a very obvious Ratatouille one, but there are some subtle ones as well, which was enjoyable. Now, I don't love how they made it super obvious. Like, it was like crazy obvious. I was like, wow, I think they could have done it a little, like, kind of sneakily, so you really have to pay attention, but the humor in this film does fit. It was very enjoyable to watch. And there's also references to our world as well. A very famous music festival was one of the very obvious ones that the adults are gonna get. So there is stuff for the adults and for the kids. The humor was good. Overall, Zootopia 2, while it was very predictable and they could have fleshed out some of the relationships better, it was still enjoyable. And I think it was actually a decent sequel. I'm surprised I said that because I was like, oh, this is just so stupid. Why are they making another Zootopia film? It doesn't need it. But it was still enjoyable. So if you are looking for a family film to go see during the holiday season, Zootopia 2 is definitely a good one to check out. But let me know your thoughts down in the comment section down below if you saw it and if you liked it or absolutely hated it, or if Disney just shouldn't have made Zootopia 2. Let me know. And have a great day. Bye!